Are you ready to get up close and personal? I mean, real personal with sharks and stingrays in their natural habitat right on the barrier reef in Belize? Come along with us as we did the Sharks Rays Barrier Reef Snorkel and Island Escape Excursion. What could possibly go wrong?
Well, you could get bitten by a moray eel like Jeremy did.
Because of the barrier reef in Belize, it is a tender port, so you'll have to hop on a 20-minute tender ride to get into the port of Belize City. Once there, you'll hook up with your excursion people and fill out some paperwork. We had to wait about 15 minutes, so we had a little time to shop around and take a couple photos. Just steps away, you get on the boat that you're going to do your excursion on. It's about a 30-minute ride to the island of Key Cocker that's just off the barrier reef. There's a short stop at the Split at a bar called the Lazy Lizard, where the island was divided in two during a hurricane in the 60s. There's enough time for a bathroom break and for everybody to get their snorkeling gear all set up in case you didn't bring your own. Crystal was a little nervous about the sharks and rays, so we headed to the bar to have a quick drink before we headed out into the ocean.
I definitely was a little nervous to get into the ocean with some nurse sharks and stingrays, but after a mimosa, I was ready to go.
We got back on the boat and headed out to the Coral Gardens area of the barrier reef to do some snorkeling before the sharks and rays. You get in the water about a mile out from Key Cocker. They divide you into smaller groups based on snorkeling ability. The guides do an excellent job of entertaining you and showing you some local sea life. The coral and fish were absolutely beautiful, and if you are as lucky as we were, you'll run into our friend Mary. Mary is a moray eel that lives in the barrier reef. This was perhaps the most exciting experience I've ever encountered. It was terrifying and exhilarating, both at the same time. My heart was beating a mile a minute. But it wasn't over yet. Mary decided to come back up again.
I wish I had the courage to get as close to Mary as Jeremy did.
She's coming right for me. Yep, that was a bite. I think it was a love bite.
More like a kiss.
We got back in the boat and headed over to Shark and Ray Alley. The sharks and rays are there in seconds.
Jeremy was the first one in.
The water here is only about 3 feet deep, so you can stand up and not worry about stepping on the sharks or the rays. Just try to shuffle your feet through the sand.
This is definitely one of my favorite excursions.
Both the sharks and the rays seemed very content to have human contact and didn't mind being touched.
They feel smooth, slimy, and like sandpaper.
We booked this right through Carnival on their excursions page. We checked Adventure and Belize, and it was one of the several excursions that popped up. And probably the best $119.99 we've ever spent.
It's so amazing that we got to experience this sea life in their natural habitat.
If you're enjoying the video so far, please take a moment to hit that like button and think about subscribing to our channel to see more of our adventures.
You're cruising with Crystal.
There's no guarantee that you'll get as lucky as we did to run into Mary the moray eel, but the sharks and the stingrays will be here guaranteed every time. They'll just be here. They're always there. It was very windy the day we were there, and there was a very rough current, so you really had to plant your feet to stand still, but it didn't deter the guides from helping us get an amazing adventure.
You didn't get me kissing it.
I'm sorry, babe, I missed it, but I promise I got you kissing the stingray in Grand Turk, so that video will be coming out soon. The tour operator is Exotic Shore Excursions Limited, So if you don't want to go directly through Carnival, you can go through them. I've done the excursion both ways, and I can't recommend it enough. This is definitely one of my favorite excursions, and it keeps me coming back time and time again. Remember when I said to shuffle your feet? This is why.
I would 100% recommend this excursion, even if you have any anxiety about it. I have found that the excursions that give me the most anxiety have become my top 3. This is definitely one of them.
You really need to do this. We got back in the boat and headed back to the split to hang out at the Lazy Lizard.
This is the island escape portion of this excursion. We pre-ordered our lunch on the way to Kikaker, but lunch and drinks were not included in this excursion price. The food was amazing. We ordered the ceviche and cheese balls.
We had about an hour's time to spend at Kikaker, and we spent all of it here at the Lazy Lizard.
The Lazy Lizard is amazing, with a real Caribbean feel.
It's kind of the local hangout for anybody that's vacationing on the island, and even the locals spend a lot of time here.
I cannot wait to come back.
The time had come for us to leave Kikaker and get back on the boat, but we weren't done yet. We headed over to where you feed the tarpon.
Just when I thought our adventurous day was over, someone pulled a bucket of small fish out, told us to put them between our fingers and hold our hand out flat over the boat. These tarpon were huge, and this was such an exciting ending of the day. All right, it's my turn. Oops, better luck next time.
After that, it's time for some rum punch on the boat. It's about a 30-minute ride back to the cruise port of Belize City, where we did some exploring and some shopping. But first, I needed some caffeine, so I got a coffee. So Crystal gave it a try. There are hundreds of little shops here at the port.
Hundreds?
Yes, hundreds. Sorry, inside joke, everyone.
Hi, Belize. Miss you. We had such a great day.
We did.
Ready?
No, not really, but it was time to get back on the tender and head back to the ship. It's about a 15-20 minute ride, and kind of one of the only downfalls of this excursion is the boat time. So from the ship to the port, from the port to the island, from the island out to the ocean, from the ocean back to the island, from the island back to the port, and the port back to the ship. You will be spending some time on some boats, so if you get seasick easily, take some Dramamine to prepare yourself for the day. Even though it's a lot of boat time, it doesn't deter me. I'm gonna keep doing this because it's really one of my favorite excursions, so I don't care. Also, in the future, it will be a little bit different because they are building a port out in the ocean where the ships anchor right now. It's called Port Coral, and it's going to be done sometime in 2024, I guess. I don't know. Check it out. It's called Port Coral, but the boats, I think, are going to dock at that island, and there'll be a bunch of things to do there. So I'm pretty sure you'll still be able to do this excursion. You'll just be leaving from that island, so it'll cut out the tender ride from the ship into Belize City, I think. So time will tell, but it will be a little bit different in the future. The rest of the video is just bonus footage with the sharks and the rays, so enjoy it. I really hope you do. I'm Cruising with Crystal. See you on the next video, guys. Thanks for watching.